Okay, I want to talk about Texas. They are still being impacted by flash flood warnings. Today is Monday, July 7th. They have had flash flood warnings throughout the whole 4th of July weekend, some being very catastrophic, and they are still experiencing these. I know most of you have probably seen on other social media platforms, news stations, about all the devastation that is happening in Texas and all the lives lost. But let's talk about the details, right? There's a lot of finger pointing, a lot of like this, that. I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about the details, right? First off, Tropical Storm Barry is kind of one of the main reasons that all this flash flooding happened. Barry went through the Gulf, got to Texas, and said, I'm going to park it right here. And it did. It parked, and it dumped a lot of rain. Now, some areas experienced 10 plus inches of rain in a short amount of time. Now, another factor that impacted the flash flooding was some parts of Texas actually were in a drought condition. Now, I know. You think, oh, drought, that means it'll absorb all that water. Awesome. Actually, no. If there's drought conditions, it's actually harder for the ground to absorb that water. It takes it a lot longer to just kind of process that. So runoff tends to happen a lot more in drought conditions than a saturated soil situation. Now, coupled with how much rain and the little bit of drought condition that they are experiencing caused these devastating runoff situations, increased the Guadalupe River 26 feet in 45 minutes. Think about that. You are sleeping at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and within 30 minutes, you have water rushing into your building and it is swept away. Like, there is no time to react. So that's another reason I'm going to say it was very difficult for forecasters. They sent out warnings, but think about if you had a flash flood warning around you, you'd be like, oh, I just won't go drive in it. Or, oh, I'll just keep an eye out. They had 30 minutes to make a decision, and most of the people were asleep. I think this is what makes it so tragic is the timing of it is probably the worst of it all. If this happened in the afternoon, there would be different results, I feel. But it didn't. It happened at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., that early morning time frame where most people are sleeping. Okay, now on the day of that event, there were over 300 rescues that happened. Now, I think the death toll is up to 80 something now, last I look at it. But the problem is it continues to rise, and that is the tragic part. We need to keep these families in our thoughts. We need to even think the communities, right? Keep them in our thoughts as well. They have to fully rebuild. Some areas were completely wiped out. Some areas might not be able to rebuild. Let's just keep everyone impacted in our thoughts, right? And they are continuing to experience this. That's the crazy part is it is Monday. This started on Friday. They are still experiencing flash flood warnings, flood advisories, and just flood warnings in general because the area is already overrun with all that water. It hasn't had a chance to go away, and it's still raining in certain areas. So I just wanted to come on here, talk about it a little bit, kind of explain the drought conditions and Barry just kind of parking it. And that's really what happened here. Now, the weather forecasters did put out warnings. I know a lot of people are saying they didn't. They did put out warnings. And it's just, there was a lot of factors into this. So before you form opinions on who you want to point your finger and blame at, just know the facts, know the details, and just use this opportunity to think about if this impacted you, what would you do? If you all of a sudden got a flash flood warning at 3 a.m. in the morning, where would you go? Just keep that in the back of your mind. This helps you stay weather aware, especially if you're watching your forecasters, you're watching updates. Like if you know severe weather's coming, or if you know that a lot of rain is about to be impacting your area, listen to your forecasters, right? They will give you great warnings. They will be able to tell you like, hey, these are the conditions we have. I will be doing weather updates across the whole United States, and some of these videos will be detailed breakdowns, kind of like I did for Texas today. Now, if your region is impacted, I might dive deeper into the what's, the how's, the why's, everything that happened to help you better understand and maybe better prepare for the next storm. Now, if you have a region that you would like for me to dive deeper into, please let me know. Comment on the video. Like the video, subscribe, send me a message, do whatever. I'm going to be covering everybody, but I would love to hear from you what you would like to see aside from my normal forecasting videos. Thanks for tuning in.